Good morning, Justin with EquinEdge Fairgrounds, January 4th, 2025. Had a pretty good day yesterday. Missed the first three bets, got the last one. Cold exactive hit us nearly 8-1. Was a great bet to end the card. Ended on a high note. And if you missed it, Scotty and I had the preview show. We covered Delta Downs in a couple races, 2 for 2. And that included a $33 winner last night if you missed it. I know somebody hit it really big. So, we're going to jump into Fairgrounds, hit the QR code if you're a new user, 3 free races up above. I thought the back half of the card was great, and we'll get there. I thought that, early for me, Boom and Bell would have been the single 3-1 on the morning line, 3-2 for EE. Ludbury rides here for Maker. Is third off the layoff, as you can see, comes out of India in the summer. And, she's lightly raced as a 4-year-old filly, but she ran strong back here after the maiden win off the layoff in a 60 SOR over there at Churchill Downs. She's bred for this, was 3-1, missed. And then she didn't win last out in a stakes race, but was the favorite, right? And faced Tommy G and faced some others here. But I think she comes back. I think she draws the 2 post tiers. It's a dreams trip on the inside. I think Tommy G a player, but I like Boom and Bell to sit the trip today. Mr. Ludbury, I think he has a big day. Jose out of town riding over at Gulfstream. So that's where I would go early. Let's jump all the way to race number 5, the back half of the card. I like Oak Hill LG here at a nice little price, 7 for 14 at the distance, going 8 furlongs. This is a state bred kind of claimer down low. Just, hit the board in 12 of 14. Incredible. I think it's a difficult race, but it's, I thought there was the angle here off of the trainer switch for DeCoin. And, he hits at 27%. Ben Curtis rides, they hit at 19%. This is just such a hard knocker. Hit the board, right? In 21 of 34 racing at this level. This is a 54, so it's a drop in SOR from last out. So gets much easier here, right? And off the trainer switch, I love, you get a great morning line. I think there's some value here. So, obviously there's some other players here, but I thought with the speed of the 1 and 3, that the 2 would be the one to sit the trip. I think the 3 going to put the pressure on running in the money, and I think the 2 can sit the trip here. So that's my perspective there on race 5. Race 6, great turf race. You can see I cut some here. It's a main special. I do think Good Conduct gets it done for Cherie DeVoe. Again, Jose riding over at Gulfstream Park today, not riding at Fairgrounds. But Brian Hernandez rides, 0 for 4, but GSR all day, obviously big win percent, but gets Lasix for the first time. And I thought, has been facing over in Kentucky and New York company, right? And now Cherie brings back into, kind of her barn at Fairgrounds, and she's having a great meet with not as many runners as some of the others. And, she's live here, I think, with Hernandez, who jumps aboard. You can see, he rode 2 back, Tyler rode last out at Churchill. But I thought first this group had a good shot, and I think you might get an okay price, but probably around 2-3-1, but big shot there. My best bet on the card actually is here in race 7, so you could play a daily double from the last, and I think mainly because I think the value you get on Horizonte is awesome, and you're facing a, expected big favorite in El Magnifico, and Skip the Line going to take money as the morning line favorite. This is a half to Arrowgate, and El Magnifico is an 0 for 9 with Steve Asmussen, and Skip the Line 0 for 4 in the Joe Sharp barn. And so, for me, when you look at that, it's like, okay, there's some chalk here that has some races, but when you look at Horizonte, lightly raced, win percent jumps up massively. GSR goes up 6 points on the move to 2 churns. Has a great work here. I watched this with the EquinEdge crew, a really good work, and then has a work over the mud. And, that's going to build a lot of stamina here. I love the work pattern. It's third off the layoff versus this questionable group with a lot of hype on the favorites. So we're probably going to get a great price. We might get 3-1, 4-1, play that from the daily double in the last, and I think you can play this also into the last race. So that's where my strongest bets were. Horizonte for sure. I love the price. I love the value. And I think in the last race, this is a fairly wide open, or sorry, in the turf race, this is a fairly wide open race, and I think the last is a fairly wide open race. So, I think that you can key here on Horizonte if you're playing some, vertical or horizontals, however you're doing it, but just going to be a great price. All right. We will be back tomorrow. Good luck, stretch run here in the next 30 minutes. You hit the QR code, free races.